Pretty much what I want to do here is try out all the cards that have been changed in a positive way throughout the Balance Council for June 2025. So in this deck, I wanted to pull back Becker's Rock Slide because I used to play this back in like 2020 and it used to be a go-to for me, and it was 8 provisions, and back then it was actually very good, but now it was kind of lacking something. So getting a buff to 7 provisions is nostalgic and I wanted to throw it in the deck. Is it the best card in the game? No, but it does give you reach, and I'm finding that I like it in a deck like this that's heavy control. So we have something like that. I wanted to play into Lineage with the Dragons because the Synthesis got a buff by 1 power. It adds an extra Lineage to the other dragons in the deck. And Lineage, what that means is at the start of the game, boosts self by the amount of dragons in your starting deck. So to be able to add 1 more extra dragon to the starting deck does pay for, you know, a few extra points here. So we have the 9, and then 10, 11, 12, and 13. So you're getting a 13 for 9, and I think at this point, it's almost justifiable considering it has immunity as well and it fits the lore. It's not amazing, but it's a step in the right direction. So the objective with this deck is to really just play a bunch of dragons and then kind of make do with what you've got left. I wanted to include a lot of text. I needed something that's going to be somewhat non-interactive because I have a lot of reactive plays, so I put Vial of Forbidden Knowledge here so that we could just play it from hand and float it, use the order to boost something up like a Dwarven Skirmisher or a Dwarven Berserker or a Dwarven Chariot if we feel like they're going to get removed. Otherwise, if we don't have a dragon in hand, we could boost up Ike so that we can use that order. Same thing goes with Saskia if we want to play a little bit more defensively. So I find Vial's really good at that. If they have Vial in their starting deck as well, it's going to summon itself from the deck to the board at the beginning of the game and tell us what's in their deck, vice versa. And I don't mind playing an open book game as well. So I use it for either a thin or for just security, and it seems to be working pretty well for me. I have other texts like Squirrel. We can banish something from the graveyard that we don't want to see again, whether it's an echo card like Amphibious Assault, Coup de Grace, or whether it's just a reoccurring card that they can summon back in later rounds that can get us in a lot of trouble. We have that ability there. If I need to get around the defender and I don't want to use a lot of my damage, we don't want to soak it up on the defender and give the defender value, I can just go ahead and purify that. Same thing goes with resilience tags and any other status that could negatively impact us. So I wanted to take care of that with a Peller. Oxenford Scholars are just really good value plays. The only time you have to be careful when you play this card is if we have Villain on the board, because timer 3 destroy the highest power units, plural, on the battlefield, excluding dragons you control. Obviously this is a human, so this will come down at 8 points. In previous versions of this deck, I had them come down at 9 points, and that's where it got tricky. So I find 8 points is the sweet spot. If I were to really force the high tags, I'd be taking out Becker's and I'd be trying to squeeze in another 11, but I don't think you need to do that with this. I think 8 for 4 is really good, and it's safer than going 9 for 4. So I have that there. I have Okvist for crowd control. So not only does it have lineage, it comes down at what, like 12 points or something, but it also gives Cataclysm on the row for 2 turns, which is 6 damage, and then on timer 3 it's going to damage all units by 1 on the enemy side of the board. So we're going to get really good payoff from that. Oftentimes this will eat a heat wave so that this and this can stick, and I love it. So speaking of Mirror, this is one of our consistency tools. It has lineage, it comes down at a lot of value, and draw a dragon, then move a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. So this is going to help us get rid of bricks from leader. If we pull into one of the sentinels and we don't have the ability to kind of summon them out from our leader charge when we use it all, we can put that back in the deck. The same thing applies with the Mahakam Volunteers, putting those back in the deck. Or if I just really need one of my dragons that's going to make a big impact immediately, we have that ability to go and do that, right? We get pushed on an uncomfortable round 2, we can pull in defense, so it's really nice to see. I have Saskia. 9 times out of 10, we're going to be going for Elven Deadeye. If I'm looking for something proactive to do, I'll take a Rowdy Dwarf. By pulling Rowdy Dwarf as well, it's going to help set up the volunteers. If for whatever reason I don't have chariots and I can't put one on range row to pull them on the front, I don't have skirmishers and I don't have berserkers, this is just one more way to get that. She fits the dragon tag, it falls into the deck quite nicely, so we have that ability. And I have Synthesis Blaze. Believe it or not, I think the best Blaze I've ever gotten was when I was playing some kind of Skellige mix deck with Reckless Flurry. It was crazy, but Blaze in this deck is typically somewhere around 15 to 18 points, depending on the matchup that you have. If they're going tall point slam, maybe closer to 13. It's not amazing, but it's not bad either. Again, lineage tag, it helps kind of boost up the initial value a little bit, right? I have Heatwave, which is great for just getting rid of anything. If you find that we have too much control, you have a lot of flex options in around 10 provisions. You could go as far as taking a defender if you want to keep your dragons alive. You could go as far as taking just something proactive like Rune Mage, you know. If you want to stay reactive but you don't necessarily want to go Heatwave, you can go Muzzle. There's a lot of different approaches you could take with this. I think I'm just fine keeping the way that it is right now. So that's what we're doing. I have Ike, of course. It's kind of like a Geralt, just a regular Geralt of Rivia, but 8 provisions with the condition of if I have a dragon in my hand. So it falls quite nicely into this deck. It trades up. We've got 2 tall punishes. We have a mid-range sort of like 8 to 10, right? Because we got 8 plus the leader pings if we need them. So I find we don't need more tall punish. I actually got more here. I actually got lots of engine removal. It's pretty crazy. You know what's cool about it too is that I don't have a lot of special cards for removal. We just have the 1 and the 2, and the rest is done by units, and I think that's pretty cool. A lot of the control heavy decks rely on a lot of specials to do the job, so this sort of plays a little different than that sort of approach. Dwarven Chariot's a good defensive play. I like it in a deck like this because we have a lot of timers. We have an order here, we have a timer here, we have a timer here, we have an order here, potentially, then we have the engines here. It just makes sense to have something like this, get a little bit more defense and so forth. And that's pretty much it. I got a few games of live commentary for reference. I'm not going to include like 10 games of this, but you know, it's a good way to start, and I'm going to be making my way through the rest of the patch notes and looking at what other cards I can use until we pretty much covered all the good changes, and then we'll just move on to some other stuff. This is not like a crazy competitive deck, but for what it's worth, I'm at rank 7 climbing back to pro, so I can play whatever the hell I want, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. But it's good to be back, man, and hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you very soon with the next one. I'm going to be recording again tomorrow night. Alright, first up here we have Force of Nature Monsters. Let's see if I still got it. 12 points is really good, 10's really good. I like having the extra lineage, it's different to see this. In case they play a defender, Peller could be helpful. I would say this round goes fairly deep. If they play Scenario, we take Heatwave on that. I think I'm actually just fine keeping everything the way that it is. If they were to boost her, I would have probably taken Ike. But I think a Skirmisher is probably the best bet at this point. I don't mind blowing leader here in round 1 because it's going to be my thinning, right? I have 1 here, and I have the extra pull off of this one here, and then the rest is up to this and mulligans, so... I have 6 points of removal reach here as well, so it's going to be that with, I guess, Jotun or something like that. I think we hold this, and we just play for the armor, but it goes up to 6 at ties, but they're at 8. It's probably staying like that, honestly. After this turn, we'll try and stay ahead, but realistically, we get a free round if they pass there anyways.
Our path over the earth by stars in the night sky is guided.
So are they doing the rent-free bonded? I kind of want to get rid of this stuff.
Never had your kneecap broken.
I think I'm just going to leave it as well. If I could pop shield on this, it helps for the thin. Later, it's going to be more difficult for them. So that plays for, I guess, 4.
Blood! Blood!
They're not going to boost this because it can go back in the deck. They're going to boost this, and then I can go tall and kill it. Unless they play something else. I feel like Mirg is probably too big of a commitment for round 1. I wouldn't mind playing these two, though. Peller's a good throwaway, but I might actually need him later. Okay. I mean, we are at rank 7 after all, so... It really doesn't get much better than that. I think I'm supposed to just go with a pushing hand. I don't want to risk bricks here. Just play non-interactive. I could just kill him. I could also take Akvist. If I'm pulling a dragon, it's going to be Blaze. But I have nothing to put back. I think Akvist is probably the trade here, because then I eliminate these right away. It's tempting to play Vil, because Vil would take this bonded at 6, it would kill both. I guess at 5 once you factor it in. The Deadeye plays for 6. We'll just take it. I think I'm supposed to boost here just so that I can actually get maybe a potential pass. So based on the way that things are going, it would look like it's a rent-free deck, but then they have Shackles. So it's probably just more in Kashi. Okay, there's Onero. That's really tough, man. I can get multiple card advantage if I just hang in there. Or just Heatwave. We just go for it, I think. It's only gonna do 1 damage, but... They're not going to get it in one. I could just pass on that. Because they'll have to Karanthir into Kashi, use leader, click, scratch a lot, and then probably play the second one. And then left over, they'll have Morntart, which I can answer. So they're going to rely on single Kashi plus the leader. 2 card down. It's doable. I think we still played it right. I can kill Kashi with the Beckers. Gonna have to say bye to this one for now. We just pull that, I guess. Jotun. It's going to slap. I think I'm actually supposed to hold the charges, though, to give me more reach. So we'll do one of those. If anything, this goes back for now. Because there's going to be a lot of armor out there, so we're better off probably just taking one of these. They have a lot of points. I don't really know how much control they have. I guess these would count. These would count. Maybe Riptide still. Okay, there's a heat wave. So then this lives for free. So here's going to be the Kashi play. Yeah. It's within reach as well. So we have Morntart removal, and we have Jotun removal.
Don't touch. Certainly not barehanded.
That's interesting. It's probably just one of these, honestly.
Right device.
So last card is what? Osrol? No, because they've banished. It's probably Erendite. Let's just take it out.
I fear not, for Fae guides me.
So then I have a basically uncontested villain. Okay, of course, Morvid. It's been a while. So we take 8.
The board of ethics tactics would never.
That was good. Okay.
We do what must be done.
Reckless Flurry. I want to say Witchers, right? I guess we'll find out in good time. Yeah. Same old, same old.
Read, write, revise.
This deck likes to aggro, so we have to be careful. We really like red coin. And we're on blue. So a couple things to consider here. They have Eskel, Heatwave, and Professional. So a lot of my dragons are going to die. And then the offerings are going to hurt, I guess you could say, my engines, right? It's kind of the problem. Tempering could be a thing here. Because it's defensive. I think I'm willing to take Saskia. If they want to take Eskel here, I guess they're invited to. G Pro loses 1 point on the exchange, but it's a good G Pro. So they don't bother. I guess while we're here, we just hope for one of these hits, right? I think that's the move. Just one more look at it. So they played... I'm hoping that this thins out the second one, because this later on won't be as good. I don't know why you're keeping Berenger at this. It's really not that special, but... Okay. I think that's where I always would swap Berenger for something. Whether it's a lock or... So the objective here is to get out, but I have to commit just a bit more. So it's one of these, two of these, one of these. Nice. Every point counts right now. So just no proactivity. But once they hit Adrenaline, they're looking pretty good. I don't think they have the removal stuff. I think they would have sooner played something. Okay, Portal gone. Vesemir Mentor would actually be really bad for me. No Leo? They have Spores, okay. So last say's important. I could just hit this so it warms up.
Never had your kneecap broken.
This is like the perfect setup for that other bear that no one plays, you know? The other mentor? I'm only up by 12. I have no engines. They're not going tall enough for Ike. It doesn't look like Squirrel was really going to do that good in this matchup either. So they take it. Should I just take the L at 5 then? Maybe not. I could just go for Ockfist, honestly. And then just put back Squirrel. I feel like round control is kind of important. That's why they're fighting. If they have Esco here, it's out of the way. Then we just have to worry about Heat Wave. I'm just getting a lot of free kills here, right? That's the thing. Of course you took it. Here, so we got 6. I need to actually sink damage, right? I wonder if we ever just take this. Maybe. Just want to take one last peek at the deck as well. Okay. If they take Heat Wave, it doesn't get ahead unless they use Leader. So they go Trio on it. I wonder why you go Trio. Unless you have a way to take it out, that's gotta be it. That's why. I'm just recording a video. I'm recording a video. Okay. But then we sweep the whole row. Yeah, it's not good. Okay. So I sort of out-tempoed them. I think we just win the game now. I could take Peller as a throw. Maybe not. Maybe just this. I think Ike's still going to be good for a Bear Witcher because they're coming down at 9+. So 10 if protected by shield, right? Is there a way to kill this? I could take leader plus the 3. I think that's what I'm supposed to do, actually.
Elven.
Just keep it clean. This is probably Quen. Yeah.
Not your lucky day.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
I'm taking the 14, I guess. It's better than 9.
Breastplate chafes.
What's nice is that I'm actually making Eskel not worth a whole lot either. So if they're holding Eskel, hoping I play tall, it's not going to happen. Because I'm sooner just going to go 1 than 2. And then probably just hold on to Villain. They do get a free leader charge kill on the Skirmisher, which is really good, but I don't think it matters that much. Yeah.
What are you gonna do, huh?
You should take it. You should really take it. I don't think they're going to because they're up by 5. So we're going to take it. And we'll just play one of these because I don't want them to sink. So they have 8 points of damage plus probably Eskel. They board wipe. And then they have 12 points. So I have to play 2 cards. I'll have 1 in hand. No, okay. I don't really like this. It's probably going to have to be a last save finisher. That's about as good as it gets, right? So we'll just play ranged. So Berenger's out of the way, both Bear Witches are out of the way, both Quartermasters trio. I guess that's all we can do here. We know they pulled the card. It would be really bad luck if they didn't. Maybe I could bait it out with this.
The board of ethics would never allow it. Never.
There's the heat wave. And so then Eskel's coming up. So it's better that I just heat wave a 1 then. Unfortunately. Yeah. So they take 2, they hit for 2, and we just do alright. There we go. Next up here we have Inspired Zeal. Another blue coin game I don't want to have. At least we can play the long round, get a thin here, and then take these 2. Maybe just keep Ike just in case. I think Peller goes for now. The hand's good. Let's take the defensive route, I think. No matter how many times you nerf the card, people are still gonna play it, you see? Tells me it's not ruined yet. So Elephant, Meave, and Selkirk are still very good picks. It trades up 9, 9, and 12. It's probably just being proactive here, because I'm padding it anyways. I would imagine this being a duel. The good thing is, whatever they play now, whether it's on Saya, Selkirk, I have a really good removal because it's going to go super tall because they have 9 cards in hand. So, could be better, could be worse. Here. I'll just throw this out there, I think, honestly. Might as well keep this kind of safe and steady. So what, a Revs package, or... I don't want to kill that, though. What they're doing is sitting back so it gets to the point where they can just beat me in 1 card, and then they're probably going to jam a scenario, I would imagine. It's not a bad time to do this.
Scoia'tael, attack!
It's guaranteed. Well, it's not, but it should be. I think I'd be willing to commit these 2 cards. Maybe, yeah, these 2 cards and maybe Ike, if it presents itself. I think the best Ike we're going to get is if they play something off of Temple, right? I just couldn't really justify these 2. Amphibious comes down. Soldier pocket here. Why? That's a good Ike too.
Moment. Must record. Get this down.
I wonder if we just do the safe thing or if I just high roll. think we're just gonna do the safe thing. Because then I could just take this here and kill it potentially. And then I think I can justify a pass. 32 to 3, 30 points, 1 card. They don't really have the swing with the duel. To do it in 1, it would have to be 2. I think that's enough, honestly.
I demand satisfaction! Now!
They didn't have to use the second leader charge. Unless it just gave me that animation. They should have started with 3, now they have 2. Yeah, that's what happened. Don't think I need Squirrel. We don't need Vial, I need a pass card. So we'll just play Peller, likely. I kind of regret actually throwing Squirrel, because no one plays Ronvid. Could have been Dees. But instead they bleed, so...
War's crux lies in winning, not in being persistent.
Okay. Two, 1, it dies. Let's go here. And we're probably going to take Saskia for the util and just put back Peller. Because then I can pretty much wipe everything with Leader Plus if I get it to stick. They have Selkirk, which they'll likely try to use. It goes to 7. I think we're still doing what we're supposed to here.
Has shown us the way.
I just hope they don't winch. Good. Now, do I kill my siege engines here, or do I just let them... I think I'm gonna have to try to take out 2 at once. We take... It's 5-5. 6. This puts me ahead. I'm gonna have to roll it this way. What I'm thinking is if they boost this now, I can aim for 5s. I guess we're stuck at 7. Or I just burn 1 leader charge. I'm gonna have to figure this out. One thing I do know for sure is that they're not getting a 2-0. So I'm at 6. And then what's left? A decent amount. We save leader as well. So they have Meave, Elephant, AA's burned, Scenario's burned. And we don't brick. And I have Decree for probably this. And since they're playing control, I could stall. It's perfect. Or I take Decree and try to get rid of this. Because they played the first one. I could take Skirmisher, right? I think it translates to more points in a long run. And then just try to keep that alive. No more duels to worry about, and they're Devo. So we could sit on this. I doubt there's a lock, man. I don't think they have room for a lock. I'm gonna play this and just pad it and see how tall they go, and then just play that as the finisher. We should just... yeah, we're winning. It's over, I think. If they can't stop this, I'm just for sure winning.
Prepare to fight if you've any honor.
Deploy, order, destroy. Yeah. We just gotta wait for the click. I was thinking it wasn't gonna work for a second. Yeah, you'd be better off just not clicking, right? That's fine.